Ay, ay, ay. Okay.
No rush, John, but I'm ready whenever you
No,
are.
I'm okay. Yeah, well, I'm good.
John, believe it or not, it's been just about 9 years since we first met, and this will be the 6th video we've done together.
Wow. I honestly, I'm just amazed, honestly. You know, like, it's one of those things where I feel like it's been such a long time, but somehow I feel like it's been longer.
Before we get into all the updates about you, will you introduce yourself for people who haven't met you yet?
Sure. I'm John Hudson Dilgen. I have epidermolysis bullosa, or EB for short. It basically means that my skin, the dermis, doesn't stick to the epidermis below it. So it ends up creating a lot of blisters and wounds. I'm completely wrapped up from neck to toe because I have the equivalent of third-degree burns all over my body. It's all over the body, and not just outside, but inside as well.
How would you describe the level of physical pain that you experience?
It's indescribable. I mean, 1 through 10, it's at 100. You know, like it's not something I can measure. It's never just one spot or like one pain. It's like, you know, your back, your knees, your stomach, your whatever. Just all hurting at the same time. Yeah, it's just like not really describable at that point because you just kind of are. You can't think. It's just, it's too distracting. There's so many things going on at once that I just sit here and relax. Because doing anything strains pretty much everything. My muscles, my stomach, my energy, just all gone in the matter of a half hour. It's always something, and usually that something is multiple somethings, and that usually just is how my days go.
Faye, how are you?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be here with you again today.
Thank you for coming to see us.
You are John Hudson's mom.
I am Sean Hudson's mom.
I'm sure you're many other things, but that's one of your roles. What is it like to be John Hudson's mom?
Oh, it's great.
It's difficult. I'm just saying what she's thinking.
It's difficult's not the right word, John. Labor intensive. How's that?
Why did you say difficult?
Well, I mean, because I have a difficult time, and usually when I'm not doing great, my mom rightfully gets upset and sad because she knows the stuff I've been through, and she's just as tired of it as I am. The best description is it can be difficult at times.
You're only as happy as your least happy kid.
We've been kind of taking breaks when your pain becomes too overwhelming and you breathe deeply. Are you just kind of centering yourself?
Yeah. That, and also sometimes I am not laying the way I would like to. It's hard for me to shift my weight specific enough that, like, I'm able to not just put, like, all my pressure on, like, one area. It's hard for me to, like, move and make sure that, like, my pressure is, like, evenly distributed so I'm not uncomfortable. So sometimes that takes me a second where I have to, like, kind of just close my eyes and figure out how I'm feeling in the bed, and then I try to adjust, and then I take some deep breaths because usually my muscles get kind of tight when I get like a lot of gas. So I'm also trying to slightly do some movements to get that loose because that's most of what's distracting me at the moment. I can ignore a lot of pains, but when it comes to my stomach, that's one thing I can't ignore. It just stops me in my tracks. But let's keep going.
Throughout this interview, we've taken little breaks because John needed some breaks and he was exhausted. Can just speaking be physically exhausting for John these days?
Yeah, I think he's definitely struggling. The pain interferes with his ability to carry on a conversation. He will tell you sometimes he feels like kind of foggy, like he forgets where he was in his conversation.
Yeah, no, I get so distracted by whatever it is that, like, I forget what we were originally talking about, or...
Yeah. Or sometimes you'll say to me, Ma, I need 2 things, and I get in the room and he's like, I don't know what the other thing was. Like, he can't even carry the thought through.
It's usually either my head or the most common problem, which is my stomach. So
Yeah.
you can tell when I'm not fully there. It's usually when my stomach's giving me a problem.
What he was saying earlier about the EB's not just on the outside, it's on the inside. And so you can imagine like sort of like an ulcer type thing, like your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, your organs, like he has many problems related to his liver, his kidneys. He's got a blood clot in his inferior vena cava. He just got over colitis. Like his spleen's enlarged, his liver's enlarged. You know, it's just endless. To answer your question about pain, it's also challenging because I think John's 23. He's an adult and he can make decisions himself, and so sometimes that decision might be what he needs to do to not be in pain. Including like in the recent admission to the hospital saying like, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to go home. Like, I don't care that I need antibiotics, I don't care that the doctors are saying it's not safe, I don't want to be here. And you know, like, we'll leave, let's go. Like, you get to make these decisions now, and if you can't tolerate something or it's too much for you, or you know, then we're done, we're going.
Can you grab the 2?
Is it okay if I ask you about that alarm? Was that just telling you can take another...
Pain med, yeah.
How instantly do your pain meds alleviate the pain?
Well, they don't completely do it, but they help, I'd say, after like half an hour to an hour. Yeah, at the very most, an hour after taking it. If not, it's usually like a half an hour or less.
Have you had the same level of pain throughout your life, or has it increased as you've gotten older?
It's gotten worse, I guess you could say, but also you know. Oh, my stomach.
Tell me about how his health has changed in the past 2 years.
Well, we've had quite a few serious hospitalizations and medical problems pop up.
At the end of last year, around October, beginning of November, I went for a doctor's appointment and they took my temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, all that stuff, and said something's wrong, like we're gonna bring him down to the ER. So we went down and I had sepsis.
Infections, recently infected colitis, a hip fracture, pneumonia.
We knew I had a blood clot in my lung that would probably affect my breathing.
There was failure to thrive that resulted in a PICC line so that he could get nutrition overnight through the line because he couldn't eat enough by mouth to maintain his weight.
All of a sudden, I don't feel good. I kind of start to doze off, and as soon as I doze off, I feel this extreme pain in my left hip. Now, I had no idea what was going on at the time. I was like, I was in a lot of pain. You know, that's what happened. That's why I dozed off. They're like, John, your eyes rolled into the back of your head. You were having a seizure. I'm still like, no way. Like, it was probably something else. Like, I'm sure, like, I was overwhelmed by this pain in my leg. I still don't even know what the pain is from, but it's, above that 10 that I was talking about. So what we think happened was you tense up when you have a seizure, and I had happened to fall and hurt an area of the left leg like a couple weeks prior. And so they could tell, they're like, this is like a re-broken hip. So even though I didn't know it, I had broke my hip prior, like the month prior, and I didn't know it because I spent all month in the hospital bed, not getting out of bed because my leg was still uncomfortable. So we found out that it was broken and that I re-broke it when I had the seizure.
Yeah, we got through that. That was not fun either. I said if there's one thing I never want to do again is deal with a PICC line.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Yeah, or a hip fracture or a seizure.
Oh, yeah, the hip fracture.
It's a long list. So yeah, it's been a lot the last 2 years. That's definitely true.
John, it's amazing being here with you again. I can't believe we've known each other for about 9 years now.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's what to say. I really value your friendship.
I appreciate yours as well.
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
23, so you were probably about 13 or 14 when we met.
Wow. That's insane.
What would you say are some of the big ways you've changed in the past 10 years?
I guess I would just say physically, my body, not, certain things are degrading.
What can people do to help?
I mean, donating to EBRP, the EB Research Partnership, is always helpful. We've gone from one FDA-approved clinical trial to now 3, I believe. And that first one was only approved like over a year ago, maybe a little longer, not sure. But now we're at 3. So we went from having none for the majority of my life. Then all of a sudden we got 1, the first one ever. And now, only like a year or 2 later, we have 2 more. It's amazing because we have people like you who want to make these videos and people that watch you that want to watch these videos. So it's all amazing.
As the FDA approves clinical trials, there are right now 9 that are phase 2. There are 2 that are phase 3, and 3 that have been approved treatments.
Anytime I've asked you in the 9 years we've known each other, is there anything you need? Is there anything I can do to support you? You always say, just ask people to donate to the EB Research Partnership. What does it mean to you when people do that?
I mean, it gives me hope for, like, the kids that I now know, when I was their age, and we went years without any sort of FDA or clinical research even, to now, where I'm now the age of some of the people I looked up to that had EB when I was little, and now I guess I'm in that same scenario of these other kids now are looking to me, and I just want them to know that there's people not just donating for me, but for all the other little kids that might not have to go through as much as me or older friends that I know who have EB. I'd like to hope that, I've done something to make some sort of mark, even if it's a, scratch. I just want to make sure that I have done something. I just want to make sure that when I go, I have someone that can say, I don't know, I got through a really tough problem in my life, and I hope I make something more pleasurable or happy for these people.
Is your own mortality something that you contemplate often?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think about it a lot.
I think it's very selfless that John Hudson's main motivation is to make sure that children with EB don't suffer. Is that something he often articulates to you?
He does say that a lot, and I think, yeah, having lived with this for 23 years, he knows he doesn't want to see other kids go through this. And that's absolutely true. Like, we don't want others to suffer the way he's suffered, if there's something we can do about it. And, yeah, you and your followers have been really critical in pushing the needle forward and helping us achieve that goal.
If somebody finds your videos way in the future, what do you hope they most remember about you?
Just that hopefully I helped in the way I wanted to, with EB research and whatnot. And yeah, I hope that's what I get remembered for, is, being one of the first people to help. Yeah, I guess I hope they remember that about me, that I did my best to help.
I remember the first 2 times we met. It was 2017 and 2018, and both times you were walking around and downstairs, and we filmed the interview on the couch. Ever since then, we filmed the interviews in this bed. What has it been like to watch EB progress in you? Is it something you think about? Do you ever think back to when you had more independence?
I do think back to when I had a little bit of movement, and yeah, I remember things from, like, maybe when I was like 10 or my early teens, like, I've still had some fairly decent movement. Ever since last year when I fell, we didn't know I had broken it, so it never set properly. So it broke a second time, and then that kind of just made my movement even harder. So it's downgraded a lot in the last year, 2 years. It's been annoying, but at the same time, I've had so many periods in my life where I could barely do much for very long. So a lot of the times I think about when I did have a little bit of independence. I honestly don't have that many memories of it, just because things progress so quickly that at this point I can't tell you when I lost my ability to take a step forward with just one person as helping me. And yeah, like I honestly don't remember when that was. Like I remember being more like this than anything else. Like it's how I spent most of my days, even if I used to get up and out of bed. It was only to get into my recliner until I changed my dressings, which takes, half an hour to an hour, depending. And then back into bed for the rest of the day. Yeah, there were very few days where I was actually able to do things.
When you reflect on the past 23 years of your life, do you think of mostly positive memories? Do you think of the pain a lot? Like what's in the forefront of your mind?
I have mostly good memories. There's the couple of times I remember, like the bad stuff obviously, but so much of that stuff becomes just one big blur that it's, even if I think back on it, it's like, it's still only like a 10-second thought process because it's all just so jumbled together. But otherwise, I'd say mostly positive things.
Anybody who's watched my channel for any amount of time knows that I only fundraise for causes that I really truly believe in, and one of those is the EB Research Partnership. Can you talk a little bit about what it means to you and your family when people do donate to EB Research Partnership?
I mean, to us it means everything. We're hoping.
Sometimes you're just speechless.
You're just speechless. Yeah. I mean, we know that all of these treatments added together are not a cure in and of itself, but they might individually impact John by changing the quality of his life. If we heal a wound and a few wounds, and there's less protein escaping from that wound, maybe he doesn't need as many transfusions, maybe his caloric intake will improve, maybe his pain will be less and his itching. And so those 3 FDA approved treatments together combined are, can make an impact. And people who've been donating through your videos, they write the most lovely notes. They just say the most beautiful things in their comments. I mean, it's that too. Like they're sending light and love and energy our way, which we always feel, right? After your videos come out, I feel like I get hit with a wave of like love.
I feel like so many people have donated because of your story and you being willing to put it out there. And the way I look at it,
technically you put it out there.
True, I put it out there, but you're the one.
You gotta take some credit, Chris.
I'll take 2%. You get 98%. But see, I'm not being modest because I took more than 1%.
We'll add Mom in there somewhere. So
that's true. Everybody gets 1%, and you get the whatever's left.
No.
But the way I look at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when people donate to EB Research Partnership, you're essentially giving very, very intelligent people money to find ways to make life better for people with EB.
Yep. We have a scientific advisory board that vets the studies that the grant money goes to. They're working with scientists around the world to look at the most cutting edge ways to find a cure. And it's a venture philanthropy model, so the money that you donate gets reinvested if there's a profit that's made from a commercialization of one of the treatments. So the money makes money. 100% of our costs are underwritten. So the salaries, all of that is taken care of. So, almost 100% of your donation goes to the cause, which is unheard of in a lot of foundations.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
Very proud of you, John, that you pushed through today to get this done, even though you don't feel well. But we never miss a chance to see you, Chris, and we're, of course, so thankful that you came by to visit us. John loves company. He loves to see you in particular, so, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And your viewers are amazing. They're just the most kind, warm people. And we love hearing their messages in the videos, their comments are... We feel the love, so thank you.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you in all of our time together that you want people to know?
No, not that I could think of. Honestly, I really can't think of anything.
Well, that makes me happy because that means I asked you everything that will give you the opportunity to share what you needed. And I just want to tell you that I really value your time and friendship.
I appreciate you just as much, if not more, but we won't get into that because, like me and my Aunt Mary, will go back and forth. So I love you more. Well, I love you more than that. Well, I love you more than that. And then, just recently, came to the conclusion of telling her, I love you just as much as you love me. So...
You've reached an agreement.
Chris, I appreciate you so much as you appreciate me. I appreciate you just as much. So thank you.
Thank you, and I can agree to that.